Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video today. My name is Lacey. You may also know me as Cosmicstoner here on the internet. And today we are here with a new video. Today's video is going to be about what I have learned while being a medical cannabis patient. I got my medical card back in 2019, so we are going on about 5 years now. And in those 5 years, I have had many different products. I've tried many different dispensaries. There's only like 5 dispensaries that I haven't been to in my state. I also have the experience of being the patient going into a dispensary, as well as being the bud tender helping the patient in the dispensary. But before we get into the list, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel out, you guys, and I would love for you to join the family. So let's get into it. So when I first got my card, I knew absolutely nothing, you guys. I had no clue what I was going to be doing. So if you are new to cannabis and you are starting to feel overwhelmed with all the information that you are being told, I understand. I personally felt the same way when I first got into the medical program. I was learning all these different things and my brain honestly wasn't comprehending it because it was so new to me and I had no idea like what they were talking about. I was being told, oh, terpenes, THC, hybrid, sativa, indica, all these different things that I never knew about. Now, if you are starting to feel overwhelmed by all of the information, do not worry. It comes with time and it comes with experience. So for my first point of this video, I have to say terps over THC. Now, I know some people are not going to agree with me, and that is totally okay. Everyone chooses to medicate their own way. I personally, when I first got my card, I used to pick THC over terps all the time. I used to look for that highest THC and I was like, that is what I want, that is what I need, that's gonna be the one that I want. So I personally have noticed sometimes when I get a high THC strain that I'm not feeling the effects that I thought I would be feeling with that THC percentage. And I started to look into the terps. I was like, okay, so when I found out that the THC that I would be smoking had little to terp percentage, I would note that I did not feel much effects from it. So when I started looking into terpene percentage, I personally like to find a sweet spot above 2%. That's just me. And whenever I find strains that have over 2% in terps, usually I am feeling so freaking good. And sometimes I've actually had this happen. Sometimes with the terps being super high, like sometimes you can find strains that are like 3% in terps, you guys. Get that one. Get that one. I've had it before where they're at 3% in terps, and the THC, usually I like to go for THC over like 20%, but I've had some strains where it's like 18, 17% and 3% terps, and I am feeling way more than what I felt for that 30% THC. So I personally now like looking into my terps. I like to see my terpene percentage before I purchase the bud. And kind of going into the terpene side of that, I have found out that my body loves this specific terpene, and that terpene is terpinolene. I started really looking into terpenes when I found the strain GMO. When I found the strain GMO, I legit found heaven with that strain. That strain is my favorite strain. My body loves that strain, and that is because of the terpenes in that strain. My body loves the terpinolene, and I have tried other strains that have high counts of terpinolene in it, such as hazelnut cream, lane splitter, and I always love those strains. So I am so glad that I found out that I like this specific terp, because now when I go looking for a different strain to try, if I see that it's high in that terpenoline, I know that most likely I'm probably gonna like that strain. Alright, the next thing that I am going to be talking about is humidity is key for good bud. Have you ever opened a jar of weed and the bud is just dry as fuck? I'm sure you probably have. I personally do not like dry weed at all. I hate when it crunches and it just turns into dust when you freaking grind it. So I actually found out about humidity packs through a dispensary called Sanctuary. That's actually where I got my GMO, you guys. They actually include, at least the last time I was there, I don't know if they still do, I haven't been there in a minute, they include humidity packs with their bud. And when I realized how fresh that bud was just for having that humidity pack in it, it was a game changer. It is such a game changer. I personally have used the Bodiva packs quite a few times for my bud, but I did find out through my boyfriend about humidity stones. So humidity stones is the same thing as a humidity pack, but you don't have to throw this out. This is actually reusable. This one is actually from my Daily High Club box. I can't find my raw hydrostone. I have a raw one, and I can say I freaking love these things, and they are actually pretty reasonable price. The next thing that I have learned is to clean your water pipe, clean your bong, clean whatever you are smoking out of regularly. I personally would recommend changing your bong water daily and cleaning your piece maybe weekly. You don't want to get it dirty, you don't want to have reclaim, you don't want to have leftover bud in there. Dirty pieces can grow mold in them, so you can get very sick from having a dirty piece. So keep your pieces clean, my friends. Don't want you guys getting sick. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is maybe actually a preference. Some people may prefer the opposite of what I prefer, but I personally prefer solventless extracted products compared to BHO, which is butane hash oil extract. It just seems that every product that I've had that has been solventless tastes so much better to me. I prefer it personally. I would like to do a video later on more about solventless versus BHO extracted, but that is my personal preference, and that is something that I have learned. Alright, on to the next one. I have learned that different dispensaries specialize in different products, and different dispensaries are gonna have different quality products. I can say that I personally love Incest chocolates. I don't really care for their bud as much, but their chocolates are amazing. Same with Curaleaf. Curaleaf doesn't have that great a bud in my opinion, but they do freaking have some amazing edibles. So I will say the same exact thing that I used to tell my patients when I was working as a bud tender. Try all the different dispensaries that you can and that are within your price range. You never know what dispensary might have a certain product that will work perfect for you and help you. The next thing that I have learned while being a medical patient is always have alcohol and Q-tips on hand. I have tried many different methods on cleaning my bongs, cleaning my pieces. I've used Formula 420, I've used rubbing alcohol and salt, but the best thing that I have found that to clean my pieces the best is 99% alcohol. It cleans them so freaking well, you guys. So I definitely recommend having rubbing alcohol on hand. That way you can clean your pieces, clean your bowls, clean your bangers, and having Q-tips. That way you can just like clean out the banger, clean out the bowl. They're great to always have on hand. All right, the next thing that I have learned is about edibles. So edibles are different for everyone. The time that it takes to hit you is going to be different for every single person. It all depends on your digestive tract and whether if you've had food. There's a lot of things that can factor in how long it's going to take you to feel that high from an edible. Also, I have learned if you don't have a gallbladder, like myself, sometimes edibles won't work. Sometimes an edible could hit in 25 minutes. Sometimes an edible can hit within 2 hours. I've had edibles hit me after like 5 hours. It's insane. It differs. Also, be patient with edibles, you guys. Sometimes you can feel like you're not feeling anything, and before you know it, you take another one, and then the first one starts to hit, and then you already are high from the first one, and then you just took the second, so then it sometimes can be a little bit too much for a person. So be very careful with your dosage, and honestly, give it some time to hit you. The next thing I have learned while being a medical patient, oh, how I envy the recreational scene. I have been to Las Vegas as well as California within the past 2 years, and I have tried the recreational scene out there. The market out there, you guys, is crazy. You have so many different products, you have so many different brands, so many different dispensaries. Oh, it's insane. I really, really enjoyed the recreational side of the cannabis world. It was really, really nice, and hopefully someday I'll be able to move out west. Fingers crossed. Alrighty, so the next thing that I have learned is about dabbing. I will admit, I don't dab often, but I do dab every now and then, and I have tried quite a few different methods of dabbing. I've tried puff goes, I've tried nectar collectors, I've tried just like a blowtorch and a banger, which is just our rigging one. And I have learned that doing manual dabs with a blowtorch, you need to check the temperature, you guys. I can say that I have torched the hell out of my dabs before, and I ended up coughing like crazy. We finally ended up getting a what are they called, a thermometer to see what it's at, and I can say my dabbing experience is so much better, and I'm not dying as much as I was when I was torching the hell out of my banger. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about is try different products, my friends. If you really love just smoking bud, I understand that you don't want to ever like really switch it up, but sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes you find something that you really enjoy. I personally never thought I would enjoy doing a tincture. I love the effects from tinctures. If I'm ever having struggles with sleeping at night, I love having an indica tincture because it helps me go to sleep quickly. My advice is to just try different products, try different things, see what works for you. Not gonna lie, I totally forgot to smoke throughout this video. So let's light it up before we leave. All right, I didn't even say what this was. So this is a Juicy J paper. This is peaches and cream, and it's really yummy. The bud that I'm smoking on is London Pound Cake. All right. Oh, I've been coughing. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching the video. Oh, sorry. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you like the content, please feel free to hit that like button and the subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, thank you so much for spending time with me today in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.